Hey all, thanks for checking this video out. This is the quick recap and review of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse animated movie with Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen. I know. They call her Spider-Woman now, but she'll always be Spider-Gwen to me. This movie was so good. The MCU beating the multiverse on us with the last two phases of movies have been a bit much, but the Spider-Verse is cool. You probably need to watch it multiple times just to catch all the Easter eggs and cameos in this. Anyways, let's get to a quick recap. This will be a full recap, so beware of spoilers if you haven't watched yet. On Earth 65, 16 months after the destruction of the Alchemax Collider, Gwen Stacy is struggling to live up to the expectations of her policeman father, who does not know that she is Spider-Woman. That's because she is really Spider-Gwen. Years prior, Gwen accidentally killed her best friend Peter Parker while he was mindlessly rampaging as the Lizard, and the police have been hunting her ever since. One night, Gwen goes to the Guggenheim Museum in Manhattan after hearing reports of an intruder, only to run into a version of the Vulture that comes from a Renaissance-themed alternate universe. Two other Spider heroes, Miguel O'Hara and Jessica Drew, arrive using portal-generating watches and help Gwen subdue the Vulture. Miguel is Spider-Man 2099 and looks menacing. Jessica Drew is much different than the Jessica Drew from the comics. Hopefully the spandex form-fitting sexy Jessica Drew is somewhere in the Spider-Verse. Gwen is confronted on the scene by her father and reveals her identity to him. Distraught at this revelation, he attempts to arrest her. People shocked at her father wanting to arrest her should realize 90% of parents wish to have their child arrested at some point in time. Anyways, Gwen escapes through a dimensional portal with the others after O'Hara begrudgingly grants her membership in the Spider Society. I wanna join the Spider Society. In Brooklyn on Earth 1610, Ma adapting to being Spider-Man while missing Gwen and struggling to live up to his parents' expectations. While heading to a parent-teacher evaluation, he encounters the Spot, a scientist whose body was infused with portals after the Alchemax Collider explosion. The Spot reminded me of Rorschach all over his body. Blaming Miles for his dilemma, the Spot brings Miles to Alchemax. He then accidentally transports himself into a void, where he learns to travel to other universes that contain the Alchemax Collider so he can use them to empower himself. Gwen travels to Earth 1610 and reconnects with Miles, though she is secretly tracking the Spot across dimensions. Miles secretly watches Gwen trace him, after which Drew instructs Gwen to leave Miles behind. Gwen opens a portal, which Miles follows through to Mumbattan on Earth 50101. I wonder what Earth we are on. If you know, comment below. They encounter Indian Spider-Man, Pavitr Pravdikar and Spider-Punk, Hobie Brown before confronting the Spot, who successfully absorbs the power of that world's collider. Miles is struck with a vision of his father dying at the hands of the Spot before the Spot escapes. In the ensuing destruction of the collider, Miles saves a police captain, the father of Pravdikar's girlfriend. However, Mumbattan then begins falling apart from the disruption of a canon event. Members of the Spider Society arrive to assess the damage of the dimensional anomaly, while Miles, Gwen, Pravdikar, and Brown are sent to their headquarters on Earth 928, where hundreds of Spider-Man variants reside in a massive complex. Seeing all the different Spider heroes here is fun. If you watch it multiple times, I'm sure you'll pick up different Spider heroes. They meet up with O'Hara and are joined by Peter B. Parker and his daughter Mayday. O'Hara explains how each Spider-Man story contains canon events, such as the death of a police captain, and that straying from those events threatened of the multiverse. This made me sad, thinking I just do Excel spreadsheets on all the worlds in the multiverse. Miles then realizes that his father's death is a canon event. He argues with O'Hara, who imprisons him. However, Brown helps Miles break loose, then uses a portal to escape the society. O'Hara orders all of the Spider people to apprehend Miles, resulting in a long chase through the complex. The chase is fun and hoping to see more Spider-Cat in the future. O'Hara eventually pins Miles down and tells him that he was never supposed to become Spider-Man, as the spider that bit him came from another universe, making Miles the original anomaly and leaving that world with no Spider-Man. Miles flees and, with the help of Spider-Bite Margot Kess, returns to what he believes is his home dimension. Seeing Gwen as a liability, O'Hara kicks her out of the Spider Society and sends her back to her universe. Gwen reconciles with her father, who has decided to resign as police designation is evidence that canon can be safely violated. Gwen decides to aid Miles, leaving Earth 65 with a bootleg portal watch Brown left with her father for her. As Miles arrives back in his apartment, he reveals to his mother that he is Spider-Man, whom she doesn't recognize. After encountering his deceased uncle Aaron Davis and learning that his father has already died, Miles realizes that he is in Earth 42, the homeworld of the spider that bit him. Aaron interrogates Miles and is soon joined by the Miles of Earth 42, who has become the Prowler. O'Hara, Drew, and Ben Reilly travel to Earth 1610 in search of Miles just as the Spot arrives and begins his attack. After speaking with Miles' parents on Earth 1610, Gwen assembles a team, consisting of Peter B., Mayday, Indian Spider-Man, Spider-Punk, Spider-Bite, Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider-Ham, to find Miles. The original team is back along with new members Indian Spider-Man, Spider-Bite and Spider-Punk. Anyways, it ends with it to be continued. The good news is we won't have to wait that long, as Beyond the Spider-Verse is scheduled to be released March 2024. If we had to wait 5 years between movies, it would have been rough. Just a great movie. First movie was fun, showing us 6 Spider heroes, but Across the Spider-Verse took it to the next level with hundreds of Spider heroes. I think it is their way of selling figures. They know I'm going to need every version of these Spider heroes, taking all my money. I bet you there is a rich version of me Across the Spider-Verse where I actually can afford all these collectibles. Mayday Parker is adorable. We didn't get enough of the last movie's core team, especially Spider-Ham. We needed more of him. I envision him hitting the Spot with his hammer as he pops out of a Spot. Here are some cameos I saw from the live-action movie's Prowler: Donald Glover, Tobey Maguire's Uncle Ben dying, Andrew Garfield's Captain Stacy dying and Mrs. Chen from Venom. I may have missed some. I bet the next movie of the trilogy will actually have our holy trinity of spider heroes in Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. All in all, a must watch with fast action and emotional tugging with all the family scenes. Probably the only thing I didn't like was no post-credit scene. I watched the credits and held my pee for nothing. That is it with this recap. Going to rewatch the first movie Into the Spider-Verse and drop a quick recap review there next. For now, thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe.